Alright. Oh my god, it's still doing it, man. What the fuck? Just like not okay. Why? My screen keeps going black, like my monitor. Maybe the connection in the back is not. Oh, I don't know. It's weird. It's doing it again. Dude, what the fuck is going on? Hold on, it has 2 HDMI ports. I changed to HDMI ports, so maybe that'll help. All right. Oh, you can't actually customize your character. Oh, it's doing it again. Dude, what the fuck is going on? My monitor just keeps like going black. Restart the PS5. Yeah, no, it looks fine for you guys. That's the thing that's weird. The thing is, if I wiggle the HDMI cables, it doesn't like disconnect. So I don't think it's a case of like the connection being insecure or anything. Dude, it's like it's this game doing it or something. I swear, like. Maybe it's VRR. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but. Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that it says variable refresh rate. I'm just. Maybe for some reason the refresh rate is like constantly adjusting itself. I don't know. Continue. Can't even make a character. It seems like it's okay for now. I mean, I might be jinxing it, but... Tutorial. I mean, I have experience with the series, so I could probably skip the tutorial. But maybe there's new stuff. I don't know, whatever, it's fine. There will be new stuff, yeah. Well, that's what, but it said, like... It didn't... I feel like they should have said, you know... Even if you played the games before, you should do the tutorial. Potentially. Samurai style, you can activate arts proficiency. I'm not having the issue anymore, so I think the variable refresh rate was causing it for some reason.
I've already cut off that cursed escape route. After him. Yes, sir.
The Battle of Hitokoto Slope. So you can do charge attacks. I wonder... Oh my god, the character feels really stiff. Like you can... Well, actually, it feels okay. The turning feels weird. Praying at shrines will recover your life and replenish elixirs. Okay. Oh, so there's just sheathed and unsheathed at the moment? We can jump! What are the stances? It doesn't seem like... Oh boy. At 64%. Oh my god.
That appears to be the Tokugawa banner. It seems we've been whisked away to somewhere else again. I can't make sense of this. Let us continue for now.
Falling speed is really slow. Samurai style enhances your attack power and guard proficiency, which is ideal for battling enemies head to head. R1 after attacking for the key pulls. Right.
Lord Yaya, you must flee! We'll hold off the intruders! Who's that?
The camera feels really weird. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with it, but it don't feel right. Samurai Style's arts gauge can be charged by attacking and guarding against enemy attacks. When the gauge is full, using a strong attack or martial art will activate its arts proficiency. Oh. Martial arts can be viewed via customized martial arts ninjutsu. Ah, okay.
Who are you?
So the arts gauge. Okay, well, it's charged up now. I don't know if I did it. I don't know if I did it right. What the? I mean, I think I'm in the stance. Oh yeah, see, there we go. Okay, cool.
A single arrow to the head will kill most anything. The rear guard will handle this.
Range in this game is fucking insane as well. Use style shift to switch styles and alter your approach to battle. Ninja style focuses on agility combined with hit and run tactics. Okay.
Huh?
Oh shit. Ninja style is characterized by swift movements and low key expenditure. Further, when attacking enemies from behind, it deals more damage than samurai style. Press R1 after attacking. Using mist after an attack will cause you to quickly turn your body, evading the enemy. Mist cannot recover ki or perform purification. So, okay. Oops. Shot off his helmet. R1 plus triangle square X. Oh, okay, right. Oh, feathers. Water takes a long time to drink. Salt.
There are too many of them. Without reinforcements, we're done for.
It's cool that there's an auto equip. Wait, this has an activation effect? How do I see what the... Oh, that's the stats required? Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, that's literally what it says. I mean, you guys are saying open world, but I don't know if it's open world necessarily. Dual Uchi? Oh shit, wait, if you hold the Kusari Gamma, you just get Reaper now.
Who's that?
Yeah, you can jump. Oh. I know I can just climb up the other way, but I just want to climb up this way. God, it's so hard to just like micro... I'm not even trying to break the game, I'm just... I give up.
So these troops are Takeda's Crimson Army.
Talons? Is that a weapon? No. Wait, where... I'm so confused. Is the Kusarigama only for the other stands? Oh yeah. Oh, okay, wait, the talons are here. Hmm. So there's claws? Doesn't seem like there's a charge attack with the claws.
Do my eyes deceive me? Are those yokai in the enemy ranks?
Can replay cleared missions or undertake battle scroll exclusive missions using the battle scroll option in the shrine menu. While playing a mission via battle scroll, the shrine's menu will change to return. Divine branch fragment can be used to leave the mission as well. That's HP. Heart is key. Arts proficiency power. There's also int. I don't know. I don't know what to level.
Look! Takeda's forces are moving towards the Tokugawa camp. Is someone still fighting there? We mustn't leave this be. Let's go!
Enemies will sometimes be surrounded in a red aura indicating an impending burst attack. Burst attacks can be repelled with burst breaks. Press R2 while an enemy is performing a burst attack. Timed right, this will cancel the enemy's attack, deal damage to their life and ki, and reduce a yokai's maximum ki. It's important to know when to retreat if you find the timing too difficult. Oh, I killed him.
More shining stones.
Offering an Ochoko cup at a benevolent grave will summon forth an acolyte to fight at your side. Okay. Oh, so if you kill the bloody graves, then you are able to get, like, summon assistance. Interesting. I mean, that's good. I don't know. I think there's a, like... I mean, there's a reason the Souls games have summons. It's to make the games easier.
That antlered warrior is incredible with a spear. Ieyasu doesn't deserve him.
Join our Lord. I will keep them at bay. So long as I hold this spear, none shall cross this line.
Damn. Go, go, go.
Dare defy me, Yamagata, the mightiest of Takeda's Crimson Army? Most foolish decision.
English voice acting, yeah, it's great. I have 8 elixirs.
I will rend it from your very body.
Dude, I need sacred water. My stamina is getting destroyed. Oh. I'm so bad. Like, I'm just failing the keybinds so bad. I need to hit the brake oh, shit. Alright. Oh shit, damn I look cool. Holy shit. I'm so mad. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I only have 3 heals. Alright, that's fine though, honestly. Dude, I've been playing too much Night Rain. Like, I don't fucking remember the controls for this. It's like, it's so bad. I'm just like trying to fucking remember what button to fucking press half the time. Like, I'm trying to press L1 to fucking recover my key, because I swear that's what the button was when I used to play this game. The stamina in this is also really, really fucked up. It almost reminds me of like playing, that fucking Mistfall Hunters, where it takes like 10 seconds for your fucking stamina to recover. Wait for the combo. Okay, that hit me. Tried to press it. Dude, it just feels like you can't even dodge that. I don't know.
A might befitting that of the Crimson Army. You must summon Kusanagi at once and eliminate her.
The Crimson Army fears no foe! The hawk rears its head. I will rend it from your very body!
Dude, I just... It's like...
Do not know my
I want... Dude, I don't know, the stamina in this is really fucking me up. Like, it just doesn't, like, I'm not really... No, it's just... The rhythm of the fight just feels really weird. Like, I guess I'll just do one hit at a time. I don't know, it just feels like I need to, like I can't... I'm pressing the button, but I'm pressing it the moment I get hit, and it's too late every time.
I failed.
I mean, we could try to use the mist mode, I guess. Damage is so bad. I guess using that counts as a... It feels like the claws are a lot easier. There we go.
You must summon Kusanagi at once and eliminate her.
Oh, I've got claws now. Cool. It seems like they last for... Dude, come on. No freaking... Oh, man. tough. I'm just impatient. Fight. I don't know. It's just like he just like fucking sits there and just holds block. I don't feel like dodging attacks. I don't know, dodging attacks in this game is just so weird. Like, I don't think you get iframes. Because I couldn't. And you can't, after you attack, when you're in this form, you can do the mist. But when he blocks, you can't. I don't know, this just feels... And God, just fucking attack me, or it's like... I'm just so impatient, bro. I'm just so impatient.
The heart rears its head. I will rend it from your very body.
Oh my God, we did it! It's just really hard for me to be patient. I just, when a boss, well, I think one of my least favorite things in, I know this isn't really a Souls-like game, but one of my least favorite things in these type of, in just Souls-like games, or, and I guess just boss fights in general, is when the boss just stalls and like doesn't do anything. But when the boss just sits there and just like blocks or just like strafes left and right, it just, I just get impatient and then I end up attacking. Like, I would attack into that guy's block, and then he would just, like, hit me, and there was just, like, nothing I could do.
One day, you will stand in Takeda's way.
Well met. I am Honda Tadakatsu, retainer of Tokugawa. And who might you be, warrior?
Tokugawa. Takichiyo.
To think, one with such talent was just sitting idle. A most pleasant surprise. Lord Iyasu's Hamamatsu Castle lies ahead. No one pursues us. But you are able to kill yokai. Might you lend us your strength? Well, I wish you a safe journey.
Shinroku.
Still, Takechiyo. Sharing my lord's childhood name is quite the coincidence. I have been tasked with holding this position until my lord reaches Hamamatsu Castle. Join him, and assist him in whatever way possible.
The compass displays not only your objectives, but other helpful information as well, such as locations of shrines and graves. Additionally, during combat, the compass's exterior will glow red. In special circumstances, the entire compass may glow as well. Okay. Okay. Can I cross this gap? Ugh. Nope.
You don't know the way. You should be able to see it from atop that hill.
Dude, the falling in this game is super weird. Like, you fall so slowly. Interacting with friendly yokai will increase the maximum number of elixirs you can carry or even teach you martial arts. You may also find treasure chests guarded by powerful foes or hordes of enemies. It's interesting that I only have the mid stance though. I wonder if they just got rid of the others. I don't think they did. I feel like it's maybe just because of the demo or something. You'll like unlock the other stances maybe. I don't know. But maybe it is. Maybe they did just simplify things. Oh, damn, what is that?
That grotesque creature blotting out the sky? It resembles the one we saw in Edo. And there's Hamamatsu Castle beside it. I am not fond of the idea, but I suppose we ought to take a closer look.
Sure. This voice acting. Yeah, playing it with the Japanese voice acting is probably better. Uchiko powder. What does that do? Temporarily become easier to raise your familiarity. Oh, salt does a large amount of key damage to nearby yokai. Oh, it's like AoE? AoE salt attack? I wonder how much fall damage you take. Probably a lot.
Years devoted to honing my skills with the blade, only to die without passing them on.
Okay. Some martial arts such as deflect and evade enable you to react to enemy attacks with greater ease. Okay, so there's 6 different weapon types, it looks like. At least in the demo. Odachi. What do I currently have? I think I have an Odachi equipped. Deflect is highly recommended as it is a powerful martial art that could be used with all weapon types once learned. Okay. Oh, low stance. There it is. High stance. Deflect. Press L1 before getting attacked by anything but a burst attack to repel it. Successfully repelling an attack will restore your ki and increases your ninjutsu and art gauges as well. Okay. Yeah, let's get deflect. I mean, we could try Shinroku. That's the new one that we just unlocked, I think, right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they made it so you have to, like, unlock the stances because they didn't want people to be, like, overwhelmed initially, I guess. I'm not really sure. Does the demo run well? It's okay. It's not, like, amazing. Does this take me back to the start? Oh my god. Jesus, just die, will you? My god. He's crazy. Sneak attack? What the fuck? What is going on, bro? Is he in there? Oh, what the? Okay, yeah, so there's the fall damage seems fairly. The fucking bugs are back. Are you fucking kidding? Oh! Dude! What the heck is this enemy? Maybe I shouldn't be going this way. I mean, well, okay, you know what? To be fair, maybe I should put... Oh! Hello, kitty. Hey, what the...
Ah, that would be a scampus. A cat-like yokai just like myself. Much more rotund than I, though. Why don't you go ahead and give it a pet?
I did. Is he gonna help me fight? Where's he taking me? This item? Polished form. Hello, little guy. Something good might happen if you follow it. Apparently, Scampus's movement and behavior patterns differ according to their coat coloring. That's cute. Oh, nice. We got a samurai point. Let's get high stance, I guess. Aha. Woo! Sneak. Shit! I got him! Bro. He just sucked me up like a vacuum. Dude, I'm blocking. What the? What is? Oh my god. What is this freaking character? What is this enemy? Oh my god. Dude, this guy is too strong. This worm he's crazy. worm is stronger than the Night Lords. I just find it awkward because like I want to do the key pulse, but then I need to block. It's like I can't. It's like if I block, then I lose my key pulse. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's tough. I'm really rusty at Nioh right now, though. I haven't played this game in so long. Like, playing so much Night Rain is not really doing me any favors with this right now. That was not good. Oh, okay. I don't think this game is that hard. I'm not really... It's not like I... Okay. It's not like I'm very good at this game. Oh, that's awkward. We have one samurai point. Allows you to follow up a strong attack from high or mid stance with a quick attack from low stance. I'm like so lost right now. What the? Combo does a ton of damage. Doesn't use like any key when you're in the samurai stance though. It's pretty nice. Dude, I am so confused as to the layout of... I wish there was like a map. Why do I pronounce it like Nioh? What do you want me to pronounce it? Nioh? Nioh. Activate a skill. Oh, life recovered. Okay. Okay, so there's common skills, and then there's samurai skills. Enemy base. Conquering one will increase your exploration level. Conquering certain bases enables you to open chests or access shrines guarded by Kodama. Oh. It's like, I want to key pulse, but I can't keep it because if I key pulse, then I die. So it's like, oh man, I don't. Oh, the key pulse is like so. It's like so bad. Like, I'm waiting to key pulse, but then I can't because I have to dodge. It's just so awkward. I'm in high stance? Yeah, because I actually want to do damage.
This ain't right. We're attacking his soldiers. He's a yokai.
I almost have my spirit. Not bad. I should have snuck up on him. The timing on the deflects is quite tough. One more. You check the map yet? Oh my god, wait, there is a map. Wow. Area level rewards completed. No RE9 announced. Nope. Nope. Raising your exploration level allows you to gain items and base stat increases while also granting the area info based on your level, including the following: display entire map inside area, display location of exploration spots, display location of collectibles. Your exploration level can be raised by completing myths, capturing bases, purifying lesser crucibles, and exploring the region. Additionally, interacting with friendly yokai such as Kodama, Scampuses, and Chichiko will raise it. Okay. Oh, you can fast travel to the... Oh, shit. Okay. That's nice. That guy just fart. The thing is, if I switch weapons, do I need to unlock the stances for each individual weapon? No. Well, that's good. So normally if you sell a bunch of stuff, you know what, whatever. I got 1 elixir. Okay, that's... Seems like they nerfed it. Unless... Hmm. This is just defense. Hmm. Okay. Apparently there's a Kodama over here. There's a side path over here, though. Oh, gosh. Look at this guy. This guy looks crazy. Guy does have quite the forehead. You're not wrong. Oh, another enemy base. I really like that there's a map, actually. Whoa. Got him.
Goodness! So there were indeed others.
Recoup.
Maybe if we help them, they'll favor you with their blessing.
Magatama. Oh, I think we got an accessory. Why did it take off the chest piece? Yeah, the fat rolling cats are still here. And these areas are pretty big. They're pretty, like, there's so much stuff. Oh, what the heck? The hell is that? Oh, we apply lightning in this form. Doesn't seem like I can exit the form early. Got all the loot. Oh god, not the frickin' slimes. Can I jump up this? Ah, the shrine's broken. That's so sad. Instead of dropping down, I can go further up here. My goodness. What the? Huh? Shijiko are yokai that look like floating handballs. They love being used for target practice, and if you pet them after bringing one down, they will give you something precious as a sign of friendship. Listen to the sound of bells to find them. Oh. Oh, shit. I'm alive. I'm fine. Any shrines around here, maybe? Aha! Oh, allows you to recover a portion of ki expended when guarding by performing a ki pulse. Nice. Extend the window of opportunity for a successful shift break. Okay. What Kodama blessings can I get? Elixir drop rate? Medicine efficacy.
I spent every coin I had, and just when the medicine was done, I have to get it back. Otherwise, my wife...
Medicine. Ninja has high stances as well, but tied to skills. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We have a gun now. Hello, little buddy. Dude, I went mid stance. Hit the fucking rock, man. The rock is too strong. I do like that you can jump in this game. It makes me wonder if there will be like skips and stuff because of the jumping mechanic. Probably. Soul cores can be set at shrines to ready an Omeo magic item. See, I'm not sure if you get abilities from the yokai anymore like you did in Nioh 2. Doesn't seem like it necessarily. Die, bug. Shit. What is this tree? Oh wait, that's the shrine. Oh, the bandits are up here, okay. The medicine here?
What the hell is this? Medicine? Damn. And here I thought it was something valuable.
You got my medicine.
Dude, we have a lot of ninja points now.
Thank you so much. I had it made to help cure my wife's illness. Please, could you take it to my wife? You can find my house near the rice terraces north of the post town.
But there's a crucible here. Lesser crucible. Hey, this demo's actually got like a, this demo has like way more to it than I expected. Not gonna lie. Taking damage from enemies in the Crucible or lesser Crucibles will reduce your max life. Defeating enemies and returning to your grave after reviving will restore part of your life. Okay. Trying to... Or more? Probably. Oh god.
Very well. I shall lend you my power.
Guardian Spirit skill. So slow to activate, dude. I'm dead. Like, I pull out the bow, but then I shoot like 3 seconds later. And the moment I pull out the bow, they just like insta-react to it. Dude, these fucking bees are like so annoying, actually. It's kind of wild. Oh my god, why are they so annoying? Like, I can't fucking attack them unless they let me. Like, there's no... Yeah, I can throw the shurikens, I guess. Maybe the flames. That's better. What is it? L1 plus... Thing is, when I'm in high stance, I do kill them in one head. It's just... Oh, this is perfect. Oh, that was so good. maximum spirit force increased. Whew, okay. Your spirit force cap increases, your guardian spirit's attack increases, and their special effects activate relative to the number of destroyed crucible spikes. So, the spirit attacks... That was one of them. This is such a small amount of Emrita, it's like 10. My previous death was there, I picked it up though. Maybe I should try to use like a different type of weapon. I mean, we do have this spear. Oh, he's not dead. Pray? Praying at the 6 Jiza will earn you merit. Blessings can be earned depending on your merit and are available for selection at shrines. Like the slowest fucking wind-up I've ever seen in my life. Should really spend our... probably spend our samurai points soon. There's just so much going on with this map, it's crazy. Like, we still have quite a bit left to explore. Okay, Omyo box. The Omyo box has 2 places to set soul cores, the Yang and Yin position. Setting one in the Yang position will provide special effects and stat bonuses, while in the Yin will allow you to use Omyo magic items. Okay. Luckbringer talisman, Strider talisman. So it seems like they got rid of the skill tree for Omyo magic, and instead you get it by, like, you get talismans from the killing, like, the special enemies, essentially. Summoning Seal Kappa. Oh man. So ninjutsu is tied to a different stance now as well. You have a ninja stance, and that's how you use your ninjutsu. It's like you start with a feather and a shuriken. These bugs are fucking obnoxious, though. What, that was a Crucible Wraith? That's like the slowest wind-up ever. Dude, like... Why are these guys... This is like absolutely fucking miserable to fight these enemies. It's insane. Who fucking did... Like, bro... It's like fighting the mosquitoes in Elden Ring, dude. Yeah, I mean the shurikens work well. I think you guys are right that they want you to use the ninja stance. Dachi over the spear. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this game so far, though. I'm really excited for this game, like the full release of this game. Yeah, this is a long demo for sure. So much loot. Oh no. Can't use it? I'm confused. Still need to deliver that medicine as well. You think she's dead? No, no, no. Dude, what is this? What the fuck is this charged attack though on this? It's so bad. It's like, oh yes, let me spin my spear 17 times in a row before I attack. Like, what is this, dude? It's horrible. Yeah, it doesn't even do good damage. Oh no, the Odachi has definitely felt better to me. What the?
The closer we get, the more oppressive the air becomes. It must be that strange creature's power. This is no ordinary yokai we are dealing with.
Jesus. Alright, my heals are like weakened when I'm affected by that. Oh shoot. Elixirs? Oh, he dropped one. Nice. Nice. Thought I was cooked there for sure.
This red rock. There's something strange about. It's a yokai!
Oh, you can repel the red attacks by using the Guardian Spirit skills. I can go upstairs. Go further up. Okay, so when they jump like that, you can actually get a... Oh, he dropped a core. Aha! I'm dead. Dude, that is like the slowest drinking animation I've ever seen in my fucking life. What is that? It actually takes like 5 seconds to drink a sacred water. That's wild. I wasn't even trying to heal. I was trying to use the item that recovers my stamina faster. It's just, it takes extremely long to use. Can't open the menu either. And the map doesn't indicate where I died at all. For some reason. I don't know why the compass wouldn't show you that. Don't know how that happened. These enemies are really good at chasing. Dude, I don't know where my frickin' death was. It's like it doesn't show up on the mini-map, so I have to like open my map, but if I open my map, then I die because it doesn't pause the game. Your spirit is already with you.
Bells chiming in the sky. Suppose some god is
I don't know
paying
how
a
that
visit.
happened. Oh, I guess because I didn't pick up the one previously. It just... I guess if you don't pick up the one previously, you just get it back instead of it dropping a second time.
The door won't last much longer. I'm not long for this world. I've no more need for medicine, so please stay safe, my love.
No! Why? Why, damn it?
Thank you for all you've done for me. For bringing me here. I'm going to be with her now.
Okay. So if you explore enough, you basically just get everything like marked automatically for you, it seems like. Alright, I need to remember to use the Guardian Spirit skill because it's pretty good. Nice. Should probably try to sneak attack more. Works quite well. I think we have a lot of ammo too. Decreased damage dealt on enemy. Wait, what? Huh. If I lose 18%, is it like... It's like the same. Less damage dealt, Pog, yeah, I know. What?
Is that a voice coming from the well? No, I must be hearing things.
Wait, we were to the side over here before. Dude, this map is just like crazy. It's... There's just so much to explore. Inflicts reduced damage status on enemy. Oh, you think that's how it works? Oh, yeah, no, you're right, actually. That makes way more sense. Yeah, I used to speedrun Nioh 1. It was a long time ago, though. What is this hair? Samurai General's helmet. Okay, we really need to spend our points, because I think we have like, yeah, we have a ton of points. Instantly jump high into the air. Caltrops. Uncanny breeze. Lightning bolt. Okay, so we have fire, shock, and wind. Oh man. Holy shit, this is like, yeah, this is gonna be so complicated when the actual game comes out. Oh, so talons. Oh, okay. So talons, kusarigama, and dual ninja swords are all ninja. Triangle plus L. Triangle after a quick attack. Unlocked by encountering Chijiko. So these are the same, yeah, they're the same input types. Okay, so if I'm in low stance and I go straight in, that takes me to high stance, and if I'm in high stance, I can do... Yeah, if I'm in high stance and I do triangle and then a normal attack, that takes me to low. Come on, let me up. We're not getting up there. Oh, you can pin stuff. Okay, so well we want to go towards the castle. You know what? Let's just go towards the castle. I don't know. I mean, like, there's really no reason for me to like 100% this the areas anyways, because like, I mean, I'm obviously gonna play the game when it comes out. So I kind of regretted actually, like, before Elden Ring came out, you know, I had done like everything in Limgrave, so when the game did come out, it was like, I don't know, doing Limgrave over again felt a little like repetitive. And this attack is so fast though. Dachi. Using the spirit attacks is like really important. Starting to realize. Got all these little fuckers attacking me though. Damn, those guys can reach. Sorcery build, yeah, that was doing like nothing though. Hey, we got him. Gaki Chief Soul Core. And that was a big boy. There's a shrine up here.
This can't be! Is this truly the castle town?
So we got some new skills. Single slash kata. Strong attack, increased damage. Hmm. Oh, you can recover the key. Okay, I see. You know what? I'll put the other one on. Do I have to be in... That shouldn't matter. Wait, what? But you can't actually use the shrine... Oh, I guess I like attacked it by accident. Bodhisattva statue? While in the Crucible, you can only fast travel and leave the Crucible near an unlocked statue.
Do you think that creature was born from the Crucible? I've never seen a yokai like it before.
Damn, dude, how long is this demo?
What's the situation on the outside? Is my lord safe?
More elixirs? Holy.
Well, that gave me a shock. Was that Kusanagi's light? Now Tora spoke of purifying the Crucible, but it seems this light may guide you on your way.
Elixirs, dude. Man, you like cannot. Drop 2 elixirs.
No more! Mercy! Just kill me, please!
Yeah, Odachi seems pretty good. But it is very slow. So I do find myself just kind of like face tanking sometimes. But it does a lot of damage. we're still able to apply chaos. I need to remember to use my frickin' special ability.
You there! Don't let that flame get near the smoke!
I think we're on the right track. Cool.
So I'm stuck in a living hell now. Guess that's my lot for all the drinking and gasoline.
Oh no. Oh no. These guys. Oh, we one-shot him. Nice. I don't know if I should have used this, but whatever. Ooh, we got a cannon? I love the cannon in this game.
Hey! Get a ladder over here! Now lower it quickly! Ah!
Although I wish I could have multiple equipped. Okay. And we kicked that down, so that's a shortcut. Wow, we have a lot of Amrita. We got another skill. Weight bearer? Sure. Perfect amount. There's one that gives me like range attack and magic gives me a bit of both. Sure, why not? Yeah, there's a lot of loot in this game. Venom Fang Technique. The rate at which you build up status ailments. Oh shit, okay. So now I can like apply... Oh, what the? What was that attack? Well, I can't get that loot. Oops. Man. So much stuff everywhere. kind of bullying him. Yokai Annihilator 2-piece. How do I look at? Not sure. Yeah, what's up, Yokai? Sexy outfit. Oh, sorry. I missed. You fucking bug. Smoke ball. Dude, this fucking level is like... I can't believe this is the demo, dude. This demo has gone on so much longer than I expected. Not that I'm complaining or anything, it's just surprising. It was like 35 gigs. True, actually. I think when you use the like spirit attack, that might give iframes. I'm not sure though. The running attack works really well for the bugs. Actually, it's quite fast. I feel like I'm definitely getting the hang of things a bit better
And
now.
I thought the battlefield was hell. Compared to this.
Oh shit, here we go. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff we missed, but it's okay. Like, I don't want to I don't want to try to 100% the demo or anything, because, like, I mean, I'm gonna play the game when it comes out anyways, so. Is there a way? Wait, what increases ninjutsu power? Is it skill? Okay, yeah, let's get that up. I imagine this is gonna be the end of the demo after this boss fight or whatever this is. Oh damn. Baba destroyed me. So fast. I'm trying to pair, like I try to deflect it, but it's I feel like it's better off, I'm better off just like holding the block button. Did it automatically change my gear back? That's sick. Okay, she just... I need to be more patient. It's like I don't know, dude. She just keeps fucking going. She just keeps going. It's like, oh, I can hit here. Oh, nope. Nope, nope. I feel like I just can't, I just cannot use high stance, like, at all. I just don't have enough time, ever. Yo, Seki, thank you for the 61 months. Thank you, dude. Alright, well, I start with 5 heals, so that's good. I'm trying. This boss is so tanky, guys. dude! Like, oh my god, just let me fucking heal, you cunt. Oh my god, man. It's like, I think the combo's over, so then I heal, and he just interrupts me, and then it just like keeps happening over and over again. I can't fucking, oh, like, I don't know what it is, but you cannot block out of a combo in this game. Like, you attack, and then you hold block, but it takes like fucking 10 years. But you can roll out of an attack, like, early, but you cannot block out of an attack early. I don't know if it's just an issue with this weapon, but like I attack, and then a lot of the time I'll be like pressing block, but like you have to like lift the weapon up completely before it lets you. I don't know, dude. So when he jumps, just respect it. I don't know. I swear sometimes he doesn't follow up after the... It's like I'm directly behind him after he jumps, so I think I'm safe, but then he just slams me. I feel like I'm still trying to remember what buttons to press though. It's not helping. I just cannot fucking do. I just can't get. I just can't use high stance. I don't know. I had one attempt where it felt like I was able to actually use high stance, but I don't know what I did differently. I guess I was just fast enough. I am dying a lot because I am just struggling to remember what buttons to press. Because I'm trying to like swap stances and dodge and all these things at once. More delayed. It just feels like hitting the deflect timings is just horrible. Thought that was the other red attack. Hey Nacho, thank you for the Prime sub. He has like 4 different red attacks. I'm trying to block, but I don't know, dude. It's like the problem is you press the block button, you like tap it, but then if you're like a millisecond off, instead of it like just doing a normal block, you just get fucked. Just be more patient. Just be more patient. That's all I have to do is just one hit at a time. That's all I'm allowed. Just one hit at a time. One hit at a time. just wish I could tell what the fucking boss is doing half the time. Like, I don't know, I just fucking can never tell what's happening. Be more patient. That was not patient. That was not patient at all. I tried to block, but I let go at the wrong time and I just died. How I'm not hitting these fucking trees. Thought that was good. The attacks are just so fast. It's genuinely so hard to like fucking react to any of this shit. And that was a tough fight. Watch this not be the end of the demo. I think it is, but maybe not. Maybe that's just a mini boss or something. Could have a death counter on screen for each boss. Well, this is a demo, so it's not like this is the full game or anything. Thank you for playing. Nice. Yeah, that was cool. Man, I remember the demo for like Nioh 2, it was like the snake boss, and that boss also fucked me up like super badly. Or was it the snake boss? I think it was, right? That transformed into that much damage since it was in Yokai Realm? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Nioh's tough, dude. The thing about Nioh though is like, well, I don't know, Nioh 3 seems like it could potentially be different, but a lot of the time with Nioh, it's like, yes, the boss fights can be hard, but eventually you get to like a point in the game where you have all these insanely OP tools at your disposal, and you can just like kill the bosses in like 10 seconds and ignore everything that they do. So I hope that like, yeah, I don't know, like in Nioh 1, it's, yeah, you like sloth the boss, and then you apply like weakness, and then you buff yourself up, your damage up. And then in Nioh 2, it's like, in Nioh 2, the strat was to pump magic and spam the feathers on the boss, and you just like kill every boss in like a few casts. And that's, so like, yeah, I don't know. That's probably going to be the same thing in Nioh 3, but it just kind of depends at like what kind of build you have going. I guess my point is that these games can be really hard or like really easy. Just kind of depends. Could just use fists in Nioh 2. I mean, you can have a build for anything. In Nioh 1, you could make a build where you just throw pebbles at people and it does like 100,000 damage and you kill them instantly. So continue playing the game after completion. New discoveries may await you. The high difficulty mission Stirrings of Annihilation has been added to the battle scroll. So I guess there's actually some more stuff in this. Gale's Sprint allows you to borrow your guardian spirit's power to race across the land at inhuman speed. Oh. Perform dodges in midair while ninja style. Surge Sprint. It's like I'm playing Night Rain, guys. Whee! Naruto run. Actually, though. So yeah, you can like choose cleanse the Hamamatsu Castle Town Crucible. Level 23. Okay, so there is an extra. So I guess it seemed it's like the same. It seems like it's the same thing, but maybe like a harder boss fight or different boss fight or something. I don't know. That's cool though. It's interesting. I wonder if the missions are going to just be tied to the relic or the shrines now. Because in like Nioh 1 and Nioh 2, you know, you have like the in-between missions screen where you have like the blacksmith and you like select which mission you want to start. But you can choose the missions, or at least some form of missions from the shrine. So this is better. Yeah, it's cool, but I'm not. I wonder then, did they get rid of the blacksmith, or wonder how that works. There's a few. I guess we didn't do this enemy base here. I'm gonna call it a night though, guys. I'm pretty tired, but maybe we'll do the like extra mission tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna be playing Nioh 3 whenever it comes out. I don't think there's a release date, is there, for this game? Or actually, no, there wasn't. They did. I think they actually announced the release date, right? Or did they? I don't know. 2026 June. Okay. Yeah, it's still a while away then. That is still a while away.